So the next topic in this chapter is to find the middle term of an expansion. So if you have x plus y power some number, so if you have x plus y power n, we know that you have n plus 1 terms. So if I write all these terms one after the other in order, for example x plus y whole power 5, if you write all the terms in order, we know that you have 6 terms. So we know that you have 6 terms. And if you write x plus y whole power 4, so you have 5 terms. So now what is the middle term in this expansion? So we know that if the number of terms is odd, you'll have, if I go from forward and backward uniformly, so you'll have one middle term in this expansion. So if n is even, the number of terms will be odd and you have one single middle term. So if n is odd, you have even number of terms. So if you cancel out terms uniformly, so you'll be left with 2 middle terms. You'll be left with 2 middle terms. So if n is even, so you have only one middle term. If n is odd, you have 2 middle terms. And what is the middle term if n is even? You can see that if the number is 4, you have 4c2 x square into y square. So if n is even, the middle term is nc n by 2, nc n by 2 into x power n by 2 into y power n by 2. So this is nothing but t n by 2 plus 1th term. So here you have 2, this is n by 2, so t1, t2, t3. So t3 is the middle term if n is equal to 4. So by observing the pattern, you can see that nc n by 2 x power n by 2 y power n by 2 is the middle term, and this corresponds to t n by 2 plus 1. So if n is even, you can do n by 2, so n by 2 plus 1th term will be the middle term. So if n is odd, you have 2 middle terms, you cannot directly do n by 2. So if you see, the middle terms are nc n minus 1 by 2 correspond to nc n minus 1 by 2, and the term correspond to nc n plus 1 by 2. So can you see this? N minus 1 by 2, 5 minus 1 by 2 is 2, 5 plus 1 by 2 is 3. So the terms correspond to n c n minus 1 by 2, nc n plus 1 by 2. And if you have to write the powers of x and y, x power n minus of n minus 1 by 2 is n plus 1 by 2 and y power n minus 1 by 2. And if nc n plus 1 by 2 term is there, you have x power n minus 1 by 2, y power n plus 1 by 2. So n minus n plus 1 by 2 is n minus 1 by 2. So these are the 2 terms which are in the middle if n is odd. So this is nothing but t n minus 1 by 2 plus 1 and t n plus 1 by 2 plus 1. So this is the final thing which you need to remember. So if n is even, directly t n by 2 plus 1th term will be the middle term. If n is odd, t n minus 1 by 2 plus 1 and t n plus 1 by 2 plus 1th terms are the middle terms. So in this topic, not much difficult questions can be asked. Let us look at the types of questions that can be asked in this topic. So in this topic, I will discuss 2 basic types of questions that can be asked. So one is the very straightforward question. You will be given a binomial and you will be asked to find the middle term. In these questions, you just need to look at n. So if n is even, here n is equal to 10, so n is even. So the middle term is t 10 by 2 plus 1. That is t 5 plus 1 is the middle term, and that is equal to 10c5 into x square whole power 10 minus 5 is 5 into minus 2x whole power 5. So this is so on simplification you get the middle term. So you just need to know how to write this, that's it. And the second type of question is, you will be given the middle term, you will be asked to find the unknown. So x square plus 1 by x whole power n, in this the middle term is given as 924 into x power 6. So you are given that you have only one middle term. So back of the mind, you can see that your conclusion is your n is even. Because you have only one middle term, n has to be even. So if n is even, the middle term is nc n by 2, nc n by 2 into x square whole power n by 2 into 1 by x whole power n by 2. So, this is the middle term. This is given as 924 into x power 6. So, this implies nc n by 2 x power n minus n by 2, that is x power plus n by 2 is equal to 924 into x power 6. On comparison, n by 2 is equal to 6. This implies n is equal to 12. But you should also check whether the coefficient is also matching. So, if n is equal to 12, 12C6 has to be equal to 924. Just go and calculate the value of 12C6, see whether it is 924. So, 12C6 is 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 divided by 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, 6 2s are 12 gets cancelled, 5 and 2 10 gets cancelled, 3 3s are and 8 4s are. That is equal to 7 into 11 into 4 into 3. So, just go and multiply this. So, this is 7 into 4, 7 3s are 21 into 4 84. So, 84 into 11, that is 84. So, you get 924. So, 12C6 is 924, which is matching. So, if the middle term of this expansion is 924 into x power 6, n has to be equal to 12. That is the answer to this question.